If you think you're going to consistently sell and buy back lower, you are not. It's not going to happen. I'd say consistently. Could you sell some and it goes down and you buy back lower? Yes. Are you going to do that consistently? No, that is literally one of the hardest things to do in all markets because it's two trades. If you bought something and it went up, congratulations, you did nothing, right? You bought and then did nothing and then it went up. Now you want to include more decisions. You want to now sell and know when to buy back. So that is 1, 2, 3 decisions now. That is one went well, good. That is now two opportunities for you to fuck things up. That's what you're actually doing. So just think about that. And understand you're not as good as you think you are. And neither am I. I don't try and sell and buy back lower because I understand what a bull market does. As long as you can stomach the volatility, which is very easy to do if you don't put your entire fucking life savings and net worth into some shitcoin, right? If you've got your portfolio and you accept that if it's going to go up hundreds of percent, it's going to also have downside volatility, and you're still making money and earning money and bringing money in, and you can stomach that for a year, you will make a lot more money than you ever would if you weren't able to buy and hold. That's the reality. More money is lost by fucking around, trying to rotate, get in and out of positions, all this bullshit, than just buying stuff, having conviction, holding it, and letting it play out. 100% of the time. So that's my latest thoughts, I guess. Looked at the data a little bit, open interest, funding, alts. We're definitely getting to, high levels, but you'll also notice that I've been saying this for a few weeks. And I've still been saying no reasons to exit. This should serve as a lesson. 4 weeks ago, people were talking about high funding and they were exiting the market. High funding, I'm out, take profit. Stuff's up 5 or 10x since then, right? You're trying to predict the future. You can't predict the future. It's fear. The people who sold 4 weeks ago and exited because of high funding and open interest, it's fear. It's fear of losing a little bit of unrealized gains. But instead, what they do is they sell too early in a bull market, and I guarantee you they're going to lose all that money because now they're offside and they don't have position. The most important thing you have as a trader is position. And if you think that looking at open interest and funding tells you what's going to happen, get that out of your head. It never tells you what's going to happen. If that was the case, it would be the easiest trading method. It would be, look, high funding, get short, sell all my coins. Never fucking works, right? So funding, open interest, they're a feature of a bullish market. That means open interest rising, money's coming in, people are opening positions. It's when they close them that you have to watch the reaction. High funding, oh no, it's going to nuke, it's loads of longs. It's not what funding means, it just means that perps are leading. Does it mean that there's more leverage than there was? Sure. But it doesn't indicate direction. In fact, it indicates that direction is up because that's what the funding represents a really bullish sentiment. Yeah, but it can't be too bullish until there's an event. Stop trying to predict the market. The market could just remain retardedly bullish for a whole year, right? If there was no major bearish news, no China banning crypto again, if there's no change of policy from the Fed, right, where they're currently planning to cut, if the government continue printing, which they're doing, fiscal stimulus, if gold keeps rising as it is, and silver and the anti fiat trade continues playing out, and rates keep going lower, and the dollar keeps going lower, crypto will just keep going up. And what you'll see in between are leverage shakeouts, 20%. But they'll be over before you actually know it. They'll go down, they'll go sideways, and everyone will want them to go down again, just like they wanted here. They're like, no, they need another one. That's where they want to buy. Or here, like, oh no, buy the retest. You don't get them. It's a bullish market after 2 years of shit. It can just keep going up. It can go up until you finally FOMO in, then it can flush, then it can go sideways, and it can just go up again, right? And then up again. Like, it can just keep doing that. And so you can either try and time that, which is so difficult. I'm not recommending anybody tries to time it. Or you can just keep holding. If you're holding from lower, understand, if you sell your position now, what's your plan? Because total 3 doesn't look that high to me. So this is the total altcoin market cap. So if you wanted to sell whatever altcoin it was to, air quotes, buy back lower, but like total 3 might do this, right? And so you sold here expecting probably that, so you could buy back in nice and low. Then it does this, comes all the way back, right? And you maybe get back in at where you sold, maybe. So what was the point? Again, people are underestimating the difficulty of having position. If you've bought anything in any altcoin in this area, assume you've caught the bottom and we don't come back, because that's what we're doing. We've just broken out of an 18-month range with multiple weekly closes. The odds are we do not come back to this level, just like we did down here. The odds are that we do not come back inside that level. Why would it need to go there whenever it spent 18 months there accumulating? And this is the thing. The early entrants get rewarded. If you bought any alts in the past 18 months, you are an early buyer for this cycle. The people who didn't stick around and who are casual tourists and who dipped out last cycle and who were complaining and crying and bullshitting and whatever, they're punished by never getting a good entry. They are not going to get a low entry this cycle on whatever alt it is. So if you see any alt, this is a little tip as well, in the next few weeks, when we do get a correction, which we will, let's imagine total 3 goes like that, right? But if you see an alt that comes back to its bear market lows in the next 2, 3, 4 months, don't fucking buy it. Think about it. Think about, why would this thing have spent 18 months in a sideways range, accumulating, to then run up and run back down? Wait a minute. All those people who are sidelined are just going to get this perfect entry on this alt. That's a bad sign. You want to buy the things that don't pull back that far, because that indicates that, like Solana, for example, if Solana fucking goes back down here, don't buy it. Because how the fuck could it go there and just give everyone a chance to get back on? That doesn't mean it's a good buy. That means it's a scam pump, which isn't impossible, but I think that's unlikely. What's more likely is that Solana comes back to here, and that's its range, just where it was before, right? In this range for a while. Nobody gets a chance to buy $25 Solana or $10 Solana or 30 or 40 or 50 or even probably 60. 58 is probably the absolute floor for me, because that was the 2021 highs, which you can't see on KuCoin, but 2021, not the first highs in 2021, May 2021. Right? Because it should punish the late entrants. Right? The people who stuck around and actually got Solana below these levels deserve it. The market will not reward casual tourists. It will drop. It will not drop far enough for them. And the casual tourist who has his orders set here will get front ran again, as he's too greedy, doesn't just realize I should buy Solana wherever I can fucking get it if I'm bullish on it. And he'll end up having the FOMO in higher eventually. And then it'll drop back and he'll get flushed out, and then it'll go again. And he'll miss the whole trade like he always has, because that's the way dumb money operate. They are tourists. Anyone who's only just starting to show an interest in the market again right now deserves to lose. Right? And if that's you, if you're new, this doesn't count. If you're new, there's nothing you can do. You're brand new. If you had completely dipped out of the market for the last 2 years and you're coming back in now, you first of all need to humble yourself and say, okay, do I deserve to make any money? Because the people who stuck around for the past 2 years are making money. So can I just come in now and start buying? Is this a good idea? Is it a good sign that I'm now coming back in off the sidelines and now I want to buy? Is that a good sign? Ask yourself. I'm going to save some of you a lot of money right now. Ask yourself. If you chose to do other things for the last 2 years and just ignored crypto and now you're back, which by the way is fine. You're welcome to do whatever you want. But if you're back in here and you've just joined and you're watching this, maybe it's one of your first videos, your first week, your first couple of weeks, whatever, and you're like, yeah, I kind of dipped out in January, February 2022 because I was down a bunch and I was pissed off and whatever. The fact you're coming back in now is probably your own top signal. And so even though I think the market goes higher in certain rotations, I think probably Solana's done. I think probably a few of them are done. It's going to rotate. It's going to get very tricky in the next few weeks. And yeah, you might get into profit briefly, right? You might buy Bitcoin now and it goes to 45, but it's probably going to end up back at 40 or 38 or 36 in the next few months. You might buy Solana at 112, and maybe it goes to 130, but it might end up back at 77 in a few months. So it doesn't mean that you coming back in is the top tick. But I would strongly encourage you, if you are new, if you're not new, sorry, if you've came back, understand you might be a signal to yourself. The fact that you're interested again probably means that some smart money are taking profits or are planning to get out. Because the reason we all bought was to dump on people like you. Right? The reason that everyone buys any coin ever is to sell to somebody else at a later date. And so the reason I stuck around through the bear market was that I could buy stuff and then sell it to you when you come back in. That's the game. So be mindful of that. That's some people are going to do that. Like for me personally, there's certain coins I'm not going to take profit on yet because I'm zoomed out and I'm thinking all-time highs. But lower time frame, I've been taking profit on some trades in the last few weeks, right? I've taken profit across the market on some of my bags. And those are bags that were up 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, depending on the coin. And so that was literally me dumping my bags onto somebody who bought higher, who came off the sidelines. That's why this next few weeks is probably, even if we go higher initially, it's eventually going to lead to some kind of decline. As more and more people come in off the sidelines and they get badly positioned and then they have to suffer. So think about that too. So in summary, GM.